Toulouse, France, June 2013. Final symposium of the European EcotechSudoe project. The aim of this project is to develop the capacity for innovation in environmental technologies by reinforcing education and research in the Sudoe area, France, Spain, and Portugal. This involves promoting these technologies and developing specific assessment tools for industrial ecology and life cycle analysis. Ecotech integrates the rational and efficient use of natural resources, especially energy, aquatic and raw material resources. The project began on January 1st, 2011 and ran for 2.5 years, involving over 1,000 people in 3 countries.
Today,
I think we have reached the end of one stage, but at the same time, I feel it's the beginning of a new one. In this symposium, for example, we are presenting a common database of local inventories of Southwest Europe. In the future, this database could be used by companies and local authorities to compare eco-products and use a life cycle analysis methodology. We can then demonstrate in a quantitative way the environmental advantages over the total life cycle that these eco-design products offer society.
Ecotech project has been a good opportunity to the University of Aveiro in Portugal, because we can exchange different knowledges with people from France and Spain, different cultures and also different approaches concerning problems related with life cycle assessment, and also industrial ecology in the development of new technologies, new environmental technologies, and also promoting the eco-innovation.
The Ecotech project allowed us to set up a real synergy between the various players in the Sudoe area around the theme of eco-design. Especially allowed us to organize our knowledge in order to be more familiar with it and circulate it. This project brings together not only academic structures, French, Spanish, and Portuguese universities and graduate schools, but also a technological resource center, the Qatar, which has expert knowledge in the socio-economic fabric of the Sudoe area, and is also very close to industrial concerns, making it an essential link in this project. This blend of expertise, different approaches and know-how is behind the great success of the Ecotech project within the framework of a program of mutual territorial cooperation, because this new network of expertise on eco-design will be able to spread through new actions on a European scale.
Here are 3 examples of eco-innovations, eco-design, and industrial ecology, developed in the framework of this European project. We are in the Jura, a green belt of woodlands, an ideal location chosen by the EGC company because of the proximity of its raw material, but also the proximity of other players in the sector. And a short chain is one of the keys to sustainable development. EGC, European Green Compound, designs and produces pellets made of plastics filled with vegetable fibers, mainly wood, but also fibers from olive stones and from rice grain husks. The aim? To obtain eco-products that are both tough and supple. The first project developed, curtain rails. The range went on to include patio floors, biodegradable plant pots, vineyards bindings, and tomato plants. Since 2011, the founder of the company set out himself to canvass industrialists, processors, and extruders. Clearly, to start with, I felt people were afraid because it was unknown. But when we inject or extrude the first part, you sense a real enthusiasm on the part of the processors. They know that total oil dependency will not last. They know we have to prepare for tomorrow. Most are very enthusiastic. Mixing plastic and vegetable fibers is a complex process. It's a bit like trying to mix oil and vinegar. The Qatar provided invaluable scientific expertise on macromolecules. The Qatar is a center of technological resources whose job is to work between the research lab, the chemical agro-industrial laboratory, and the small businesses. Our first intervention was on the scientific source to provide knowledge about these products, and also as a scientific source consultant for the development of these products. Why? Because EGC's technological and marketing approach is based on products derived from carbon vegetables, used to replace fossil carbons. So it is important in that approach not only to make products that have a better environmental impact in the end use, but also in the very manufacturing process itself. For example, when I go to a client and I need to produce an article that is supple or shock resistant, I go back to the scientist who advised me to use such and such additives or such and such methods to be able to succeed the job in hand. So EGC uses us as a springboard to bounce back and produce tomorrow's products. Another help for EGC in the framework of the Ecotech project is the analysis performed by specialized agencies in the process of eco-design and innovation. That helped me see further ahead. There were certain directions I wanted to take that I thought were the right way for eco-design, but after the study carried out by the organization, I revised my strategy and decided to take another path. And for EGC, all lights are on green. Only 1 employee in 2013, but 8 employees planned for 2014, with the opening of a second production line. Here, we are in Montpellier, on the Supagro campus. In the framework of Ecotech project, part of one building was fitted to make savings in energy. First of all, more windows, so more natural light. And the offices are arranged so as to take better advantage of this light. For thermal insulation, double and triple glazing. Movable columns give greater modularity of the open space. For user well-being, light and warm colors on the walls. Lower energy consumption lights with automatic regulation. Blinds open and shut automatically according to luminosity and heat. No installation of renewable or optimized energy production for the building. The focus is on saving energy, insulation, and raising user awareness. Budget, 100,000 euros. It was quite an unusual approach for us, a different scientific approach, an exploratory approach, not that easy, but worthwhile. We tried to imagine a team like ourselves setting up a project in the future, and we realized that we are at the dawn of environmental innovation as far as building is concerned, and the paths are not yet laid down. Other ideas include an electrical bike to get to meetings or nearby appointments. Using video conferences to avoid long-distance travel, Supagro is connected with the entire world.
We spend a lot of time at work, so it's important to work in pleasant surroundings.
For environmental researchers, it's great to be in premises that fit with our convictions.
Our team is growing quickly, so to be in these new premises offers ideal conditions.
Downstream of the project, ALES Engineering School participated by providing simulation software, giving performance simulations on this building in other climates representing Southwest Europe. One of the software modules presents the building's real consumption online. This software is really intended to raise people's awareness, whether it be our students or company managers in service industries or local authorities, about best practices and problems we meet when we try to optimize our service activity. There's a lot of information that we can pass on to other teams who want to start a similar project. Transmission is one of the strong points of EcotechSudoe. We are at the ALES Engineering School for a very important day in the Ecotech program, a demonstration of how industrial ecology works on a territory. So what is industrial ecology? It means getting companies or other players in a territory to work together and especially improve their exchanges and flow of materials and energy. For example, by recycling on a territorial scale, thus improving the territory's environmental footprint. To reach these objectives involves setting up a real industrial synergy, like for example sharing a fleet of vehicles or using the waste from one company that then becomes the raw material for another company. To try to understand this problem better, 2 tools have been developed. The first involves role-playing. It's a simulation of an industrial ecology type meetings, The people sitting around this table are playing the role of someone else's job. The debate is now open. It's a simulation of industrial ecology type meetings. The idea is to act out real-life problems and discover through the exercise the different stages and ways things can work out. It's a methodological exercise, which is a pretext for working on human relations that can sometimes block a situation in an industrial ecology approach. The human aspect is key. The techniques must be mastered, but we can identify opportunities. Subjects like exchanging water between companies or waste collection, but if no one takes care of it, it can be a problem. The second tool is a software to raise awareness among economic developers about industrial ecology. One of the many possibilities includes sharing additional firefighting water storage on an industrial estate. The cost of firefighting equipment is between 80,000 and 120,000 euros per company. First, we define a zone, the buildings, and the volume of water needed to protect them. Automatically, we will see the places where we can put firefighting equipment. Imagine two circles that cross each other. That means you can share a fire zone. You place your water tank, and automatically it will calculate the volume of water needed and the environmental impact and what the companies will save. And with this software, a few clicks replace weeks of work. Ecotech represents real progress made in 2.5 years. It's also a project which opens other prospects. For example, our Portuguese colleagues would like to work on a magnificent lagoon situated in Portugal. It's a protected lagoon, one of the most beautiful in the world, on an industrial ecology project. And it's also tools that will be used in teaching in Barcelona, for example, and Aveiro. There's a certain durability, and it's true. When you get on with people, you want to carry on working together on other projects.